Lamb, a drama with a twist, set in an isolated Icelandic rural landscape where we follow the daily lives of a couple, Maria and Ingvar, played by Numi Rapace and Hilmar Snær Johansson respectively. They have a small farm and keep sheep primarily, although we see other animals briefly throughout the film. There is very little dialogue, and it takes 10 minutes for the first word to be spoken. Although they seem like a typical happy couple, you get this sense that there is an emotional gap between them, like something from the past that still lingers, or some present situation that still hasn't been spoken about. The film really takes a turn when one of the pregnant sheep gives birth to a human-sheep hybrid. Now this, to most people, would be shocking, but in this reality, which was co-written and directed by Valdemar Johansson, we get the impression that this isn't so shocking, as we see the couple take the lamb into their house and over the course of a year or so take it in as their own child. They name her Ada. From the halfway point, I started to feel subtle tension building up. The ambient soundscape, along with the frequent cuts to misty, towering mountains that look down on this vast land where this small farm sits in the middle. It has a almost ominous undertone, and you don't exactly know where it's coming from. Ingvar's brother, Peter, played by Bjorn Hilmar Harrison, turns up to the farm for a place to stay until he can sort himself out. He's quite shocked to discover they have raised a hybrid. There's some quite unsettling scenes and interactions between Peter and Ada, although shortly after Peter's arrival at the farm, Ada takes to him, and there's a scene where you see them having a nap together on an armchair. The final stretch of the film is well paced, and we are given the big twist in the final moments, which for me made me interpret the film's underlying subtext about what is right and wrong in context with the couple raising an infant which ultimately isn't their own. The use of special effects was absolutely brilliant, although it didn't need an exceptional amount. I give credit to the actors, like the cinematography and the surroundings show this vast isolated landscape. The acting fills those gaps, that isolated feeling that you get when you're watching the film. They did an incredible job, and Numi Rapace was absolutely exceptional and just shows her range. You might recognise Numi Rapace from the films Prometheus and Covenant from the Alien franchise. If I were to give this film a rating, I'd probably say it's 7 out of 10. Although it doesn't have a lot of replayability, I definitely think this is an impactful film, and one that can be interpreted in many ways and picked apart for years to come. It is actually based on Icelandic folklore and makes for very interesting storytelling. The sound design is exceptional and does an absolutely fantastic job at building tension, although very subtly, to the point where you just don't know where it's coming from. This film is an A24 production. I'm an absolutely humongous fan of the A24 films that they've released in recent years. Some notable: Midsommar, The Witch, and Hereditary. I look forward to seeing more A24 productions. I like the indie style films that they've been releasing. I definitely want to keep an eye out for those. That was my brief thoughts, review if you will, of Lamb. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell if you want to hear more, and leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on Lamb. Thank you very much. Goodbye.